Thank you to Vandergraaf for sponsoring this Road to Prosperity video. Visit their website to learn about new innovative conveyor drive technology, delivering reliability and longevity for belt conveyors.
Hi, everybody. Kevin Yannick with Pit and Quarry Magazine here. We've got with us once again from FMI Capital Advisors, George Reddin and Rob Mineo. Guys, thanks for joining us today.
Happy to be here.
Thanks for having us.
Guys, we'll get a lot of ground to cover here. We're already in the fourth quarter of 2022. Hard to believe that that's where we are at this point in time. But from our seat here at Pit and Quarry, it seems like our readers, aggregate producers, have been continuing to do their job, put materials on the ground. That said, the market dynamics a lot different than what we've seen in the past. So from your seat at FMI, what are the major market drivers that are having impacts right now, the good and bad?
Yeah, great question, Kevin. Let's look at it first from a macroeconomic point of view, and then we'll focus more specifically on the construction materials sector. After COVID in 2020 and 21, we certainly were hoping for more visibility and more clarity on global and macroeconomic issues. And actually in 2022, you could argue we had actually more uncertainty. Start the year with Russia invading Ukraine, historic levels of inflation, high interest rates to combat that inflation, markets in turmoil, labor shortages continuing, supply chain bottlenecks, global energy prices, to name the major ones, right? And yet at the same time, the economy looks pretty strong, as witnessed by the recent September jobs report, right? The Fed's determined to combat inflation. They're going to use interest rates to do that, and that's going to bring some uncertainty on what's the impact of those increased interest rates on the economy next year. So uncertainty makes it challenging typically to look at the economic outlook, and that's where we find ourselves on the macro level. In the construction materials sector specifically, look, the theme this year has been demand has been high. I remember that from the roundtable. And we continue to see that. Producers with pricing power, who many of them got ahead of this inflation and got prices up to avoid margin squeeze. Not all producers did that, and we'll see that in their results in 22. Now, I think many of them, however, will catch up in 23, and we'll also see the impact of that in their 23 results. So, in general, the market, the demand remains good, but uncertainty does have an impact on paralyzing decision-making, especially around capital items and acquisitions.
Rob, anything you want to add to George's comments there?
Yeah, I think that George's point is interesting. If you look at some of the earnings reports, you'll see that major players like Martin and Vulcan have actually been able to protect and even widen profit margins by having timely price increases. But it's very fair to note that that's easier for a major public company to push through than a local private player. So I think we'll see a lot of private guys kind of catching up in this year. But it's all depends on your pricing power and your individual market.
Thank you to Vandergraaf for sponsoring this Road to Prosperity video. Visit their website to learn about new innovative conveyor drive technology, delivering reliability and longevity for belt conveyors.